folks, it's Ben. We're here with our 1993 Chevy Lumina APV, and we're doing a fairly simple task today. We're replacing the belt tensioner, and that is located right by the power steering pump right there. See it? It's kind of that ribbed little pulley that you see right there. Now, I'm not just changing this willy-nilly. I actually have my mechanical stethoscope here. I'm going to see if I can use my phone or my camera here to actually replicate the sound, or at least hear the sound of what it's making. That made me said, well, maybe we should change that. Now, one note right out of the gate, just understand that this is a righty loose, lefty tight bolt, because it normally spins in this orientation, which would typically undo it. And in this regard, the factory has set it the other way. So when we actually try to take it off, we actually have to go clockwise to remove it. So I'm going to start the car up. We're going to see if I can listen to it, and I'll show you what exactly I'm looking for. When my engines run, I want them to be quiet. And so we're getting quite a bit of whine out of the front. We did change a water pump, but I knew that wasn't an issue. But my power steering pump is loud and annoying. But I think we get some noise coming off this pulley too. As you can hear, there is a little bit of whining going on, and I just think that's my power steering pump. But we're going to take our mechanical stethoscope, and you wear it like a doctor would theirs when they listen to your heart. Except in this case, it's got a metal rod, and it'll transfer sound to you. So let me listen to a couple things. I'll put it up to the microphone, I think, that's active on this. And we'll listen to a couple items, and we'll see if it's worth replacing and if we do it any better or not. So let me set this up. So listening to that, it's actually the idler that's the loudest thing we've got going on here. So let's shut this thing down and take it off. I'm taking this belt off, or I should say taking this pulley off. Let's go ahead and remove the belt. So we're going to use an 18 mil wrench here, and we're actually going to go lefty-loosey on this one, which actually tightens that bolt but releases the belt. So I'm just going to take it off the alternator. That sets it back just like that. So now our pulley is free. It's fairly fair turning. It's not a big deal. We'll also be replacing the belt while we're here, but now we should be able to put our 18 on here and righty-loosey it. And this should remove the bolt, which will be on there fairly tightly. And I don't have my long wrench with me, unfortunately. I might go grab a ratchet. I'd use a little bit of a pry bar. I can't find my big ratchet right now. It's hiding on me, but yep, totally tight. And we freed the nut, this bolt. So we are turning it tighteningly, just backing it out. And there's a big washer here too we want to keep. There we go. So here is our oily nut. Bolt. It's been wrenched on a little bit. So this should pop right out. And there you go. So this is the old one. And it's really loose. And there's a little bit of play here. So I'm willing to bet we're wearing out a little bit, which is why we're getting our whine. So here's our new one from Napa, of course. It's a 38027. And while the box looks like it's a used one, it is a lot stiffer and tighter in the hole. Is there an outside and an inside? I don't think there is. This one is the blue on that side as well, so it's just been blowing grease out slowly. So after trying to tighten it for 10 seconds, I'm like, wait a minute, you have to seem like you're taking this off to get it on there. You gotta really remember. It does, the pulley does seem to ride better in one position than the other, so that's the one we'll roll with. And you see it's, oh, that's on the belt. Yeah, it's just sitting here spinning. I wonder if this was loud and someone tried to oil the old one. So now we've sat, let's switch our ratchet to loosen. And I guess we just snug it. Because no matter what, you gotta do it to tighten the belt up there. So now we've got our pulley. Perfect. Now while I'm here, never thought of that. It's not an issue, I don't think, or is it? So we're wondering if my belt goes through these vacuum connections, and it does actually. Comes from there. No, it should go around the water pump. No, it goes from the water pump up to the alternator and then over. So yeah, these two vacuum connections actually have to be undone in order to change the belt. So let's do that. It's just changing the belt is not hard to do. You just take it off and you put it on, and we'll use the alternator as our on-off point here. If you can't remember, there's usually a chart telling you exactly how your belt goes on your car, vehicle, our APV. So I'm just going to yank this thing out and disconnect these two connectors here. Now before sticking our new belt on, let's compare it. We're using a Micro V 061025, which is this guy here. And it appears to be fairly close in length, so I'm going to say close enough for government work. It looked up on the Napa website, and sure enough, it's supposed to be the one. Now you can see how wide the grooves are there, and how not wide the grooves are here. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. It just is a thing. So with the old belt being fairly good, we'll keep it as the quote-unquote spare. It is something you can hot swap at any time, but with the new belt will probably be good for lots and lots of miles. So we'll just go ahead and put the new one on, same way as we took the old one off, and let's get to the belt tightening. As I'm panting, that was harder than it needed to be, but actually fairly good. But I needed two hands to do it. So you just take your socket, right, and you stick it on here, and you pull her all the way, and she's over a lot more because it's a newer belt, so it's not stretched out yet. And so we have our routing over the alternator, through the tensioner, up to the power steering pump, down to the crank. Then it goes around the crank, up around the water pump, which is slightly off. That'll instantly fix itself once it starts. Around the air conditioner compressing, and then from the compressor back up there. Let's not forget to plug these little guys back in, and let's start it up and listen and see if we quieted the thing down or not. So listening to them in the same order, it actually didn't change a whole lot, but judging by the condition of this guy, it's starting to spew grease and oil everywhere, and it may have been for a little bit. I'm happy to replace it, especially with the looseness there. And now we have an emergency spare. If you have any questions on this video, it's very easy to do yourself, and not a trouble at all. Ask questions, leave statements like keep them coming or something along those lines, or good job, or boy you suck, whatever, it's all good. And subscribe to my channel Turbo231 for more exciting videos, including Grand Prix videos, which I don't really have anything coming up yet. Always have truck videos going on, and of course van videos are just flooding through as we try to put maintenance on this thing. And now I got 20 seconds to kill, so you can listen to it run. I can talk about how I got a mystery problem going on here where I can wiggle this and it shut me down one day. That was weird. Like, just working on it. And then it fired right back up again. Don't know what's happening there.